I'm going to show you how I closed a $100,000 deal with almost zero effort. You see, I was walking down the street and my photographer was taking pictures of a previous job that we did. It was a $500,000 job and they had tripods and rigs set up and they had drones flying. And this neighbor walked out and he's like, "Wait, what are you guys doing? Is this for like a real estate show?" And I said, "No, actually this is for a landscaping. I own a landscape company. We just finished this job and the photographer is taking photos." And he's like, "Whoa, you did this project? I've been driving by and I always see how nice this looks. Can you come look at my house?" And I said, "Yeah, sure. Where do you live?" He was like, "A few blocks away. Me and my dog are going for a walk." And I said, "Okay, give me your address and your phone number and I'll be right there." So I go to this guy's house and he had a very simple backyard. The front yard was already done. He said he didn't need anything in the front, but the backyard, he had a very California vibe, a lot of plants. He had like a bunch of art studio stuff. That little green box right there, the garage is an art studio. He had cool little hangings of sculptures and very like organic. So he said, "I already have a drawing because I already made it and I was just thinking about getting some pricing. But when I saw your work, maybe I was like, why do I have to get pricing? I'll just call you." Yeah. So I took a look at his plan and I said, "Man, this is easy peasy, right up our alley. No problem. We'll get this done for you right away. All I need to do is just ask you a couple of questions and I'll give you a call tomorrow over Zoom and I'll present my proposal." He said, "Great." So I did exactly that. I hit him up. I said, "Hey, your proposal's ready. Jump on a Zoom call." He jumped in. We went over some things. The total project came out to be $120,000 and he agreed and signed right then and there. And he said, "One contingency." I said, "Yeah, what's that?" "Can you start my project right away?" And I said, "Yes, 1 week and we'll be there, I promise. All I have to do is call in an 811 for them to mark all the utilities and we'll be there." And he said, "Done. What do you need?" "Money." He sent the money and we're good to go. And then boys pulled up. Obviously, the plan was ready. Everything was good to go. And we started banging this thing out. When I told you zero effort, almost zero effort, it literally was, guys. I think I spent maybe an hour total of my life doing this entire project when it comes to bidding, talking to the customer, closing the deal. And then I spent maybe 2-3 hours total on this project, and then the boys took care of everything else. And we made a really good profit on this job. This was a very simple job. And we obviously used everything organic materials, no concrete, no heavy stuff. This is decomposed granite. I did advise him to use gold because gold looks a little bit better. Like this one does not look that good, but he wanted to do this one. So I said, okay. But things like this, man, you never know. Opportunities come out of nowhere. All you got to do is stay vigilant and do good work and you'll close a lot of deals. All right, we're done with this job. $100,000 in 4 weeks. Now I'm going to give you a walk in the park. This is very California vibe. If you guys live in Illinois or Mississippi or wherever the hell you live, every time I see this reminds me of California. This is very indoor, outdoor living. You're going to be spending your time. As soon as the sun starts peeking down behind the trees, you're going to be hanging out in your yard. You're not really going to be inside, especially in the summer. So this guy, this homeowner, he very much liked gardening. He's an artist. So we built him a 3-foot planter box. This is very expensive. I charged $10,000 for all 3 of these. And to be honest, I think I should have charged $12,000 because it took a lot of work. And we did put a membrane right here. This is mirror drain. We put mirror drain on the inside of the entire box. This prevents water from touching the wood. So this thing will last probably 30 years. Well, I don't know about 30. That's a long time, but for sure 20, 100%. I'll be 55 years old when these planter boxes are on their way out. Wonder where I'll be. Anyway, we have mulch everywhere, natural bark. This is the chip from redwood trees. We got a bunch of plants. We got lights that the homeowner bought. We installed. We have a pathway that is decomposed granite. The one that he wanted us to use was the wrong one. So if you see this right here, very smooth, right? This is how it should be, very smooth. But he had us pick a very specific one and it had rocks in it. So now the finish ended up like this. Even though we scraped it, we did everything. But this is supposed to look very much like this. This is the desired product, like this. Decomposed granite walkway. But again, don't kill the messenger. He had his used one that was very like rocky, but he likes it. To be honest, he told me that he likes that better than this, and I was like, no way, that's crazy. So we have art pieces, we got some blue pebbles, and then we have a berm here. This berm is going to be used for flowers and knickknacks, whatever else. And yeah, it's just a nice chill vibe. Gonna go over here, hang out on your deck, pop a squat here, maybe pop open the windows, get the champagne rolling, and do your thing. So that's it. 100,000 in California. This is what you get. I know a lot of you are like, there's no way, $100,000. This house isn't even worth 100. I bet you that garage right there to build and permit was 100 grand, which is crazy. Maybe even more, because that is it's pretty large with the roof. It gets up there, boys. This is like California, land of everything expensive. You peek over the fence, there's a house being built, okay, with a basement. That's probably a $3 million house to build, not own the land. To buy the land is probably another $2.5 million. So leave a like, leave a comment.